Saweetie is allegedly a yacht girl who makes far more money from yachting than she does from her music career.
Wow.
And according to this blind item, she allegedly has a substance abuse problem that is making her messy and causing her to lose yachting clients.
I have said it before, and I can crucify for it. People get so mad every single time I bring it up. But your favorite musicians are not very wealthy. Like, there's no money to be made in the music industry. A lot of them are broke. Some of the influencers on this app make more money than your favorite musicians.
Build your brand up so that you're not known as a 304, because what men really like, they like freestylers better, okay? They don't want a girl to be posting ads online and stuff. No, they want to feel like they just stumbled across the beautiful women, and for this price, they could have access.
Anyways, hey, yo. It's your boy Gerald. What we got today, man? I just came back from the gym, that's why I look like this. A little sweaty, got my little hat on. We got Saweetie's Dubai secret just cost her everything. Oh. What do we have here, Saweetie? I already covered a little bit of this, but I feel like this video from O'Shea might be even more in depth, so I wanna see what exactly, because I didn't even know there was a Dubai trip. I just thought it was the UK, London, you know what I'm saying? I don't know what Saweetie got herself involved in, man. Looks like she's she wants to be tricked on. She don't want to make her own money now, and she found herself a sucker who plays soccer. Pun intended. And now he just spending all his money on her. He got her name tatted on him, apparently, which is ridiculous. But she caught him. She caught him lacking. And apparently he's known to be tricking. He's known to be looking for girls. That's his connection with this Maybach May woman. I think that's pretty much the gist of it. Now let me see if O'Shea has anything extra to add to the story.
Blind Adams have been saying this for a while, but now there is a woman on Instagram who is accusing Saweetie of being a yacht girl. And for those of you who don't know what a yacht girl is, it's basically a girl who sells cookies, but she's not a Girl Scout.
You may not have heard of this young lady, because I haven't either. Her name is
It's called a yacht girl. I didn't know that. Interesting.
Maybach May. If you look at her Instagram, it doesn't seem like she has a whole lot of stuff popping. She just looks like the average chick with a BBL and a nice body, and nothing else is to be seen there, right?
Yo, this damn dog, bro.
But that's what you think. Just because somebody don't have a whole lot of followers, it don't mean that they're not important in the industry. And according to this chick, she's more important than we think. Fast forward. Maybach May is one of the largest madams in the industry. And what Maybach May does is she connects a lot of beautiful women to rich men all over the world. She's going to Dubai, Lagos, Europe, wherever you think that the rich guys are at, she has them in her system. And a lot of girls want to deal with Maybach May because she's the connection to all the guys with the money. And one of those ladies...
How do you get in that position? How do you set yourself up for that? How do you grind for that? You know how you grind to make the league, you grind to be a YouTuber. You know the path, you know what you need to do, you know what you need to be. How do you become, I guess, an online pimp? Obviously I don't want to, this is not for personal use or anything. I'm just like, how does that happen? How does this become her thing, what she's known for? And also, if it's what she's known for, I don't think she's even like publicizing it. I feel like it's something that she did on the down low, and she only brought it up because Saweetie fucked with her money. So yeah, I don't know how you set that up, man. But shit, same the way you don't know how all these motherfuckers be doing all these crime, bruh, but they find a way.
Allegedly is Saweetie. Now, if you look at Saweetie's Instagram following, she got 12.4 million followers. Why would Saweetie be working with a lady that got 25,000 followers?
Why?
Well, here's the story. Fast forward. Maybach May had a connection with a guy by the name of Jadon Sancho. Now, he plays in the Premier European League. I think it's Manchester United. I'm not necessarily sure. But the guy makes a lot of money, like over $180,000 per week. And this dude is known for tricking on women.
Yep.
Like, he is known for spending a whole lot of money. So basically what Maybach May did was say, listen, Saweetie, I got this dude, and he's a younger guy. He's like 21. And you know, Saweetie is closer to being like 30. So look, this young dude, if you deal with him, he'll spend money on you. But here's what you got to do. You got to pay me my money, and you know, whatever else you get from him, you can keep. But as long as I get my cut, I'm cool.
He's right, you know.
And here's a text message that's even explaining that. Here it says, what you doing? We should do a big bear trip with good friends, group co-ed. Oh my God, it's so nice here. And even that's cold is 2 hours from LA. At the studio, girl, all my friends out of state. When B's run it up on Jadon, how much they doing in a weekend?
Damn.
Woo! Now,
She
this is
on
evident,
timing.
right? Fast forward. But here's what Saweetie did. She fell in love
Still
with
don't know
Jadon,
why she-
or got Jadon to fall in love with her.
I was about to say, what do you mean she fell in love? She's there for the money. Let's not even mistake any of this. She's absolutely there for the money. She ain't fall in love with the nigga. The nigga fell in love with her. She got him to fall in love with her. And that's how she want to keep the bag to herself. You greedy ass. Man, you be doing some shit and then you want to be greedy with it. And then you're confused when people start exposing you. Man.
And so she ended up in a full relationship with Jadon Sancho. Now, Jadon Sancho ended up getting, you know, a tattoo of her, I think like on his neck or something like that. And
so stupid.
Basically, they got into a full-blown relationship and basically cut off Maybach May. And so this is the problem at Bay. Maybach May is saying, listen, you owe me money and you was out here dealing with the dude that I set you up with, and now you don't want to pay me? Let's go back to that first text message. She goes, Sancho, after you done paying and getting tattoos of a 304, you barely know. Run me my money. She hates her career, so you come right on time like the trick you are. I just want what y'all owe me. So obviously Jadon didn't pay her, and Saweetie must have told him not to pay. Now, what else? Cocaine, witchcraft, and liquor is one hell of a mix. Send me my bread home record. Woo! Now, before I get into the rest of the screenshots, I kind of want to get into what Saweetie is kind of known for.
Saweetie is allegedly a yacht girl who makes far more money from yachting than she does from her music career.
Wow.
And according to this blind item, she allegedly has a substance abuse problem that is making her messy and causing her to lose yachting clients. And the blind item reads, this A-list Nepo baby, who's a rapper, singer, niece, cousin, and granddaughter of famous names, earns way more from yachting each week than from her actual music. But her substance habit has gotten out of control, and the messiness is driving clients away fast.
So Saweetie is known for being a yacht girl. So this is the girl who doesn't really advertise that they're selling cheeks, but they are selling cheeks. And again, this young lady already mentioned that Saweetie has a drug problem. And this other lady here is saying that, hey, Saweetie is out here clapping cheeks, and a lot of clients are tired of her and her drug issues. And she's not the only person to mention this sort of freestyling idea.
How could I've said this before. How could she possibly think this would work? She has 12.4 million followers. How do you think this could work? And how much money do you need? You really just love the game. You just can't. You're addicted to it. You can't stop because you don't need this. You don't need nobody tricking on you, but you're just so used to it. You love that shit. It gives you a high, and then you do drugs on top of that high, even giving you a bigger high. And then it's just downhill from there, man. I'm glad this shit came out because I don't know who you were fooling. This shit was gonna come out, whether you liked it or not. It ain't even have to be you crossing this Maybach Magic. You outlet doing this. I still don't know what list celebrity you are, B list, C list. I don't know, but you have a good fan base. You are making money. You don't need to be doing this, but you still partook.
to build your brand up so that you're not known as a 304, because what men really like, they like freestylers better, okay? They don't want a girl to be posting ads online and stuff. No, they want to feel like they just stumbled across a beautiful woman, and for this price they could have access.
So
that would be more appealing.
This lady has a good point. Like, people don't want you to be advertising your cheeks out there, but they want to know that you're down with the get down. And it gets even worse.
I'm not saying that her music is a cover-up. No, it's not a cover-up. She's an entertainer that goes along with it. So like a child actor grows up, then they're known for being a 304 all of a sudden, but not to regular people. As far as you guys know, they're just a singer, a dancer, an actor, a YouTuber, anything, an influencer. A lot of high-end 304s are actually influencers.
Damn.
And that's what builds your brand better. Why do you think I'm in so many people's YouTube videos? I'm on podcasts like Fresh and Fit. I'm in 20v1s with Kodak. It's all because it builds your...
Well, okay, I don't know what you were trying to... are you trying to get at your 304 as well? I'm sorry, but let's be careful what you're saying. You say, why do you think I'm an influencer? Or why do you think I'm trying to be an influencer? I know that's not what you're saying, but you see how it kind of sounds that way?
Persona, it builds your brand. So this way, when I say, hey, I want X amount, it makes sense because I'm an entertainer, I'm a celebrity.
Oh wait, she actually says she's willing. She's like, oh, I'm have a brand now, so yeah, I can set a higher price for when I want to sell the cookies. Are you actually admitting to this right now? I have to be tripping. But my hat's on a little too tight or something. I'm not thinking straight. Because what did I just hear?
Now, she's breaking down the whole playbook for influencers. If you look at somebody like Saweetie, she's always on like 20 versus 1 shows. She's always on like podcasts, the Fresh and Fit. Like, she moves around, and you don't...
I don't think Saweetie has ever been on a Fresh and Fit. I doubt that.
Really see a whole lot of the better rappers doing that, like Cardi B. And to be honest, Cardi B, did mention that Saweetie was doing stuff like this. Remember that Saweetie was with Quavo, and then Saweetie ended up sleeping with Offset, which caused some tension between the whole Migos crew and all of that. Like, I mean, Saweetie just is down bad for real, like just down bad as hell. But check this out.
I have said it before, and I get crucified for it. People get so mad every single time I bring it up. But your favorite musicians are not very wealthy. Like, there's no money to be made in the music industry. A lot of them are broke. Some of the influencers on this app make more money than your favorite musicians. And the reason why is...
And I can't even, because why else would she be doing this if she doesn't, if she had the money, why she wouldn't need to be doing this? So, like, I can't lie. It's really is seeming like she's broke. It's really seeming that way.
It's not just because, I think especially this applies especially like in hip hop, it's not just because they don't get paid that much. It's also because they get paid a decent amount. It's because their lifestyle is extremely expensive. Like, if you are in hip hop, part of being in hip hop is that you have to look rich. You have to pretend to be ultra wealthy.
It's so sad,
and living
bro.
outside of your means is very expensive. It's not just like having a fancy house and owning cars, right? It's also like having a glam team all the time, having an agent, having a manager, having a social media person.
Yeah, your
all
money is just going
very,
everywhere.
very
and then the label you're signed to as well, they're taking a chunk of the money you're making because you're signed to them. So yeah, your money is literally just dispersed into so many different places. There really isn't that much left for you, which is why I do actually believe that I think influencers are a lot more wealthy than these musicians are, except the top of the top level guys. But that's still a very small amount of people.
In your mind, you thought Saweetie was affording all of that off of her music career when she's been in the game 10 years and has still not put out a debut album?
Now, this young lady mentioned something similar.
There's no way that's true. There's no way she hasn't put out a fucking album. I don't know her shit. I don't listen to her music. Wait, she hasn't put out an album, bro? She's just out here hopping on features and making music here and there. I haven't heard a Saweetie song since like in the past 3 years. I'm pretty sure. I'm not gonna lie. Unless maybe I heard it and I just didn't realize it was Saweetie. I don't know what she's dropped. But okay, now I'm starting to hear a lot of things, and I'm like, okay, I see why she needed it to do this. I see why she needed to be a yacht girl.
About your favorite influencers being broke. Now, for me, I'm looking at 12.4 million followers. I'm like, damn, you know, she must be doing good. But if you look at her lifestyle, she got to keep up that image, right? Like, that's how she got popular. Now, this is something that's interesting because somebody like me, as a YouTuber or a down bad influencer, like I got, you know, popular because of my commentary. Nobody follows me because I need to be extravagant or opulent or fashion based. And this is why a lot of YouTubers end up having more money than influencers, because people tend to watch us for us, and we don't have a pressure of trying to be flashy.
You need to get flashy chains. You need to get $50,000, probably even more expensive than that. Ice on your wrist everywhere you go. You gotta be looking fly as fuck. And a YouTuber, you can really just pull up in this shit I'm wearing right now and be like, hey, happy to be here, man. But at the same time, it's like, I really do think they're putting all that persona stuff on themselves. If I was a musician, I don't give a fuck what anybody tells me, bro. I'm not gonna force this shit. I've never been a glamorous person. You're not gonna turn me into a glamorous person wearing all sorts of chains that just heavy on my fucking neck and shit. Like, no, bro. I keep it simple all the time, bro. There's no way you're gonna force me to start doing all this extravagant shit. That's why I fuck with my boys J. Cole, JID, man. Keep it simple. I don't know. JID, I haven't really seen him dressing and stuff. But I don't think I see him with like crazy chain. Hey, y'all know J. Cole, man. People accuse him of looking homeless all the time. So, but that nigga got way more money than a lot of these dudes in the industry. So yeah, bro, don't people they put that shit on themselves, bro. That pressure, that flexing thing, they put that on themselves. You don't have to do that.
Living a big lifestyle. That's the same thing with athletes. They don't have to actually live a rich lifestyle to be rich. Like Kawhi Leonard is a good example of that. But if you come in the game and you're a hot chick like Saweetie, you have a lifestyle, and if the money isn't coming in because the music industry doesn't pay it, you got to get that money somehow, all right? And so, and then also, she's never had a debut album, so you're not making money from music. So what are you making money from? But wait, there's more.
If you are ever trying to pocket watch your favorite celebrity and they're a musician specifically, right, you're trying to figure out if they're broke or not, all you have to do is check to see their endorsement deals, right? The more endorsement deals they have, the more paid they are. If you have a favorite celebrity, I'm not going to say no names, there's one in particular I'm thinking of, and they haven't had an endorsement deal in years, they're probably broke. And I'm going to leave that at that. Unless they own businesses and companies that are kept on the hush, 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 they're probably broke.
So this is an important distinction. Again, like if you look at somebody and the brand deals that they have, this would indicate how much money they actually make. Now, this is something that we saw with Will Smith. Once Will Smith...
Again, I mean, maybe not brand deals, but Saweetie was on BMF for like a whole season. BMF gotta be making her some kind of money. But now you look at this, you're like, maybe it wasn't even much of a good feature for them. It was more of a thing like she needed to be on that bitch. Cause I ain't gonna lie, she showed up in a lot of episodes. It wasn't no one-time feature or something. She showed up in a good amount of episodes. Yeah, she kind of needed that money.
Slaps Chris Rock. He lost a lot of brand deals. Okay, and so this hurt him financially. Now, you already know his lifestyle is really up there. It's expensive. But to lose brand deals, which, I mean, again, I would assume that Saweetie has a lot of brand deals, or maybe she doesn't. But if you don't have those brand deals, and those brand deals pay a lot of money, it's kind of how you make cash in the industry. And so if you somehow lose that, you lose it all. Okay, and this is kind of what's happening with Saweetie. She doesn't really have brand deals. Okay, so if you don't have brand deals, you're not a podcaster, you're not really working a lot. You got to make that money because this industry for music is not really there. And, YouTubing is there, but YouTubing is hard. People can say, well, why don't you start a podcast? A lot of people have podcasts. It's still hard. It's not easy, doing this work every day. So, you know, the quickest way to do that is, I mean, if you were going to sleep with somebody anyway, it was to go ahead on and basically pay to get the cheeks clapped. And it goes back to what the manosphere guys have always taught, that certain ladies are always for sale. It doesn't matter. Like, a lot of girls, you know what? Let me just say this. Fast forward. I know so many ladies who are IG influencers, especially in this part of the world. And again, they're like yacht girls. They out here, you know, living it up. They may have a few brand deals, but trust me, like, they can barely pay their rent. They can barely pay for electricity. I mean, like, they need hair, they need makeup. They constantly have to live in that lifestyle, you know, going to dinner, going to 4 Points. I mean, that might be going to dinner, going to hotels, things like that. It costs money to keep playing like that, you know, being
it really
out.
does.
And, you know, when you popping bottles, you buying Don Julio in the club, somebody got to pay for that. And somebody got to pay for their food every day. I mean, you get chicks that look so good and they're begging for KFC, like literally begging for KFC. You would never think that a chick that has a big following on TikTok or Instagram is that broke, but so many chicks don't really have money like that. And this is why, like, dudes who are consistent and they may have a good business, you would have a shot. Like, literally, if you're willing to pay, you would have a shot at these cheeks. I'm just being real. You would be able to go head on and get that clapping on.
That's so sad, man. That is so sad. To have that kind of connotation on you as a celebrity. Be like, I could low key, if I had enough of the bag, I could really just pay for this shit. And she'd give it up. It's disappointing. It's disappointing. Saweetie, you need to... Well, I ain't even gonna tell you what you need to do. I think it's already up for you. What's next is you're probably just gonna keep doing what you're doing. You're exposed. It is what it is. Just accept that you probably, this rapping thing, you don't want to do it clearly. So just try to stick to that boy, man. Get him to marry you. And potentially you're gonna probably divorce him and try to take half of his shit. Hopefully he doesn't fall for it, but I think he might, because he's already fucking up getting your name tatted and shit. So, it's not looking good for him. Sancho. I just hope girls see this and know not to follow in these footsteps. This is not the way you want to go. This is not the way you want to go. And I'm not even going to tell you find a good husband to rely on or whatever, man. Just work the same way. You're adults. We're all adults, man. Whether you're a man or a woman, we're adults and we gotta work and get what you need to do. Work and do what you need to do. Provide for yourself. Make enough money. Climb the ladder. Say what everybody else is doing. This whole having to depend on somebody, man. That shit is not it, bro. Shit is not it. And I know it'll fuck you up later in the long run. If you're getting together with someone, it shouldn't be because this person is gonna take care of you or take care of your lifestyle. It should be because you actually genuinely like this person and you actually genuinely like this person's company. And you see you guys building a good future together and building a very strong family. It shouldn't be because... oh, this guy's gonna get me out of the mud and this guy's gonna get me out of this shitty situation. You're doing it for the wrong reasons, and I promise you it'll come to bite you in the butt later. For guys and girls. Just keeping it a buck. Man. That's why we make these videos. To spread awareness. Alright? That's the end of the video. Turn on post notifications, like, comment, share, and subscribe. And I'ma see y'all in the next video, man. Hey, yo, Gerald. Out.